Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you about the basics of trigonometry and trig functions. However, before you continue watching this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any of my videos. And if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like button. So, let's jump into our subject, trig functions. So what are trig functions? Basically, trig functions are the ratio between the sides in a triangle. And they're used to find the corresponding length in one side of the triangle when they're given the other two sides and one angle. For example, let's say that we have a right triangle. And remember, for trig functions, it always has to be a right triangle, which means one of its angles will be 90 degrees. Because if it's different, let's say if this is 64 degrees, the ratios would be different and not correct. So let's say that this side is 46 centimeter, and this one is 73 centimeter. And then we're given the other length, the other angle, which is 22 degrees. And then we're asked to find this side. So, first thing we need to do is to identify the different sides in this triangle. So, there are three types of sides in a triangle. There are the adjacent side, the opposite side, and last, the hypotenuse. Remember that these three sides are really linked to the angle. So if you use this angle, we will be able to identify the different sides in here. But if you use this angle, that will be different. So that's why we use this angle, the 22 degrees angle. So the opposite side would be the side the furthest from it, which is this one. This would be our opposite side. And for the adjacent literally means beside or next to. So the one that's next to the 22 degrees is this one. This would be our adjacent side. But if you're asking, why isn't this one adjacent? It is also beside the 22 degrees. Well, it's true, but it's also put into another group, which is the hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse is the side that is the longest, and as you see, this is the longest. Also, you can say as the side facing to 90 degrees, facing to this side. So this would be our hypotenuse. So, as I was saying, if we're using the other angle, let's say this one, the opposite and adjacent side would be switched. Because with this one, the opposite side would be the first one, which is this one, and the adjacent would be this one, so they will be switched. But if we're still using this one, the hypotenuse would still be the same. Because no matter what angle we're using, the hypotenuse will always be the side that is in front of 90 degrees. So, now that we know about the three different sides of a triangle, so there are three different ones. The first one is sine. The second one is the cosine. And the third is the tangent. However, in every notations and writings, we'll always see them written as sin, cos, and tan. So, what are they actually? As I was saying before, they are the ratios of the given side of the triangle. Sine is the ratio between the opposite side to its hypotenuse. Cosine is the ratio between its adjacent side to its hypotenuse. And tangent, or tan, is the ratio between its opposite side to its adjacent side. So, you can also memorize this with SOHCAHTOA. So, this means sine is opposite over hypotenuse. And then ka, it is cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And toa is tangent or tan is opposite over adjacent. So now that we know about our sides of triangles and our trig functions, So let's get into some exercises. We were given that a right triangle, has two angles of 58 degrees and 30 degrees, and the sides are 24, 16, and 32. Oh wait, these are supposed to be, this is 16 and this is 32. Because as I was saying, the hypotenuse, which is this one, will always be the longest. So, we were given, what is the sine of 32 degrees? So, sin or sine is the opposite of our hypotenuse. So, because we're dealing with this angle, 32 degrees angle, we're using this angle to correspond with the sides. And it's opposite of our hypotenuse. The opposite will be the side that is furthest to it, which is 16. So, it would be 16 divided by the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse, which is the side opposite to the 90-degree angle, is 32. 16 over 32, which can be simplified into 1/2. Now, for cosine of 32. So because we're still using the 32-degree angle, we're going to use that angle to correspond to our cosine. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. The adjacent side is the side that is beside or next to it, which is 24. But don't confuse it with 32 because this is the hypotenuse. So it would be 24 over the hypotenuse, which is 32, which can be simplified into 12 over 18, which is 4 over 6, which is 2/3. And then tangent of 58 degrees. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. The opposite side of 58 degrees, which is this one. We're now using this angle to correspond to it. The tangent is opposite side over adjacent. The opposite would be the side that is furthest to it, which is 24. And then the adjacent would be the side next to it, which is 16, which is 24 over 16, which is 2. So we figure out our number, 1/2, 2/3, and 2. So right now, with this information, we can continue to doing this number. This would be done on my next video. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any of my videos, and don't forget to share this link to your friends. So, because I've told you about the fundamentals and basics of trig functions, I'm going to tell you how to solve an even more complicated and advanced questions in the next video. Bye!